So Arjuna is addressing Krishna through various spiritual names that highlight his supreme position. He says, greater than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why is Krishna being described as the original creator? Because after all, it is Krishna who even created Brahma. So why then should they not offer their respectful obeisance unto you? Why then? He means demons. Why are the demons running away from you? Arjuna is saying. You are after all the cause of all causes, the refuge of the universe, and you are transcendental to this material manifestation. And again he says, you are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest. We have already said from the Brahma Samhita, Adyam Purana Purusham Navyamnam Cha. Thou, you are the oldest entity, you still appear very youthful. So God is the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything and all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, all limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. So we must understand, and we will discuss this in great detail when we go to chapter 13. Now actually, with the termination of chapter 11 today, you will see most of the opulences of the Lord are finished. In chapter 10 we had the opulences, in chapter 9 we had the opulences. From chapter 12 onwards, the Gita takes a different turn. There's discussion on chapter devotional service, the modes of nature, the enjoyer, and so on. So the opulences of the Lord will end with the end discussion in this chapter. So Krishna is being described to be the supreme knower. Krishna knows everything. God knows everything. You and I may just know what is happening in our field, but the government knows everything, what's happening in everyone's field, isn't it? You and I may just know our plot of land, but the surveyor, he knows all the plots of land. So Krishna is described as the supreme knower. You are air. Why is Krishna being described as the air? Because nobody can live without air. You can't live without air. For example, these days there's such a hue and cry about pollution, isn't it? Just now when we were coming from Juhu, we could see they smell so much pollution. And nobody likes pollution, isn't it? Because you can't live without air. Otherwise you can just close your car, but you can't live without air. You have to breathe. So Arjuna says you are air. So we saw yesterday also the various opulences of the Lord that were listed. These are all manifestations of the glories of the Lord. And the various opulences just go to highlight how everything significant that we need for our survival is a manifestation of Krishna. So your air, the supreme control, your fire, your water. Fire also is very important because without fire you can't even digest your food, isn't it? And your water. Nobody can live without water, isn't it? You may have all the money, you may have everything, like in many parts you can construct a big tall skyscraper, but you don't have water, then you can't do anything. You are Brahma, the first living creature. You are the great grandfather. So Arjuna says, you're so great, I'm going to offer you my respects. And he says, I offer you my respect from the front, from behind, and from all sides. So Arjuna is completely convinced, out of loving ecstasy for Krishna, his friend. Arjuna says, I'm going to offer you respect from all sides. Now, there is no doubt within Arjuna about Krishna's greatness. And Arjuna, as we mentioned earlier, apologizes to Krishna. What did he apologize for? He says, Krishna, I have addressed you in the past as, O Yadava, O my friend. But you are not an ordinary person. Now please forgive me because I've acted in this way due to madness or in love. Plus, due to our friendship, I've dishonored you many times. Sometimes in an intimate relationship, you may dishonor someone. And he said, just like when we were relaxing, we were lying down in the same bed, or we sat and ate together. But please excuse me for all these offenses that I have committed, because you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I, due to my foolishness, not recognizing your greatness, have acted in this manner. And Arjuna goes on to say how Krishna is the father of the cosmic manifestation and the cause of all causes. So Arjuna, after describing the mighty glories of the Lord in a series of verses, falls at the feet of Krishna and offers him all respects. And he says, Just like a father tolerates his son, isn't it? The son is so mischievous, but the father may be strict, but he still tolerates. It doesn't mean that we should not be genuine in our atonement. Atonement is the process by which we apologize for the sins that we do. But our atonement must be genuine. Here we have the example of an eternal companion of the Lord, namely Arjuna, who when he saw the mistakes that he has made in addressing the Supreme Lord, he approaches the Lord for forgiveness, isn't it? So we also may approach the Lord for forgiveness, but then if we are asking the Lord for forgiveness, and again we are coming back and committing the same mistakes, then what is the use? Isn't it? Our forgiveness must be very real. Just like in the 6th canto of the Bhagavatam, there's a very nice dialogue that takes place between Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. And Shukadeva Goswami says that just like a tree may get burnt, but as long as the roots of the tree are still there below the soil, the tree is going to grow again. So we must uproot the roots. Then they will be, if you uproot the roots, then you can stop the tree from growing, isn't it? So Arjuna, we see, he has realized his mistakes and he's apologizing by falling at the feet of the Lord. So similarly, in our own personal conduct, we may see that we have indeed made a great mistake. But then we must genuinely rectify that mistake. Not that we rectify the mistake and then again commit the same offense and so on. We should not professionalize the process of atonement. Just like some people go to the church or the place of worship, they apologize and again they come back and again they start sinning. So this professional atonement should be abandoned. So we can benefit by meditating on Arjuna's approach towards the Supreme Lord.